Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. I'm Biola Alabi.
And I'm Tundra Biola.
The Lagos Computer Village is situated in the heart of the city. It is an ever-busy technology fair that plays host to thousands, if not millions, of visitors every year. Many of these visitors go there to do one thing, to buy and sell electronic and communication gadgets, which can be seen displayed in an amazing array of colors, shapes, and sizes. Besides being a techie platform and heaven, the Lagos Computer Village also supports a thriving economy of small and medium-scale businesses, communities of those who offer all kinds of supplementary services. The community has been self-regulating, complete with an administrative structure which enforces rules and regulations that are designed to ensure compliance to the law, as well as fairness in dealing with those who patronize the market. At the moment, the Lagos Computer Village is on the platform of the Computer and Allied Products Dealers Association of Nigeria, as is being presided over by Mr. Ahmed Ojikutu. He has now joined us to look at the Nigeria ICT revolution, which started right here at the Lagos Computer Village. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
It's good to have you. So, you guys are, the one thing about Lagos Computer Village is no matter where you are in the world, if you're looking for anything in Lagos, or if you're anyone that has anything to do with technology, with any sort of even phones, equipment, people are always going to direct you to the Lagos Computer Village. What does that feel like, and how do you believe over the years this ecosystem has been able to thrive?
Thank you very much. Lagos Computer Village is the brainchild of necessity. And most of the time, when they say that necessity is the mother of all invention, if you remember yesteryears, if you want to send an email, 2004, 2005, you have to be in, maybe you go to Lagos Island, you will have traveled maybe from the mainland to the island. Yeah. And somebody in the open shop will tell you, bring what you want to send. You give it to such person. The person will take it to like a 4 inner room. You will go and type and send on your behalf. If you want to receive a phone call in the year 1990, 91, 86, 87, around the corner here, you have to go and wait in somebody's house that has a land phone, and 10 people will be queuing to receive a phone call. Can you remember?
Yes.
That is what it used to be. So by the year 1993, 94, that, you know, some young people at the popular street called Otigba, present-day Computer Village, know that some people import computer parts. They know the source in those flats around 20th Street and, you know, within Computer Village. They now converge on that street called Otigba. And from that street, they will go to source for, remember, there were no branded systems in Nigeria like that. It was called cloning. Cloning. So what they do is they bring the CPU, they bring the keyboard, they bring the motherboard, they bring the hard drive, they couple them together. So these were things that these young people...
They were building their own computers.
That's where we started from. So they will now, you now import case separately, import the keyboard separately, and those television boxes, there were no, television boxes, were monitors that looks like television. Can you remember?
Yes. Yes.
So that was what it used to be. There were no flat screens.
Yes.
Because technology has not probably gotten to that level. So that was how we started in Nigeria. And Computer Village, from those young people sourcing and people were
About how many were in that group of people that started?
It was not defined. It was a child of necessity. So people now started expanding, people started getting shops and all that, and that market. So the revolution point was when GSM came.
Yes.
99, 2000, 2001, the market blew to become a mega hub. Don't forget that there was GSM Republic of Benin in Ghana before Nigeria. But those days, we were using Not 9 Not. Can you remember?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So, moving forward, I'm just trying to take from the basis. Moving forward, so at that point, GSM revolution, considering our population, considering the people that we are as Nigerians, we started to understand the usage and all that. I want to tell you that nowhere in the world is any set of people or nation, are better in terms of usage than we are in Nigeria.
Wow. Because
we are technology-savvy people. We are people that are very inquisitive and very intelligent people.
It sounds like it.
So, as it is, Nigerians are people that... So now imagine, in terms of usage of mobile phone, in terms of content development, we are ranked up, even farther than most European countries and American countries, because we are people that are very intelligent and technology savvy. In terms of solution provision, when we now catched up late, because we didn't catch up early, you understand? We didn't start early. Ghana started before us, Republic of Benin did before us. But when GSM came 1999 to 2001, we have overtaken all these people. We are the largest. We have the largest, internet penetration. We have the largest volume of mobile users. In terms of, solutions, in terms of, if you go to the world, you see people pitch for competitions. You see that Nigerians come out best. But there are still, lacunas, things that we still need to do as a nation. But from that point, the market now started expanding, that it has now made us to grow to be the largest ICT hub in Africa. How do I mean? Computer Village has the largest volume of ICT solution providers, dealers, sellers in a single hub, in one place. So the ecosystem, we have stores that are 3,500 stores, that's businesses, small, medium, large-scale businesses. We have a 25,000 to 27,000 ecosystem. I didn't just say that. We did that as a point of research. Even my master's research was on Computer Village, really.
Wow.
Yeah, apprenticeship training and entrepreneurship development, a case study of Computer Village. I did that as a master's, research.
That's fantastic.
And a lot of research, both local and international, people come to us every day.
Yes.
Because they need to know how best. CNN did a report about Computer Village, and this is a hub that whatever comes out in terms of hardware solutions, software solutions, will get to this place as faster than even most markets across the world, because they know that the markets are here. The people that have the knowledge base are here. Let me tell you how it goes. We are hardware capital. The largest volume of ICT solution that is provided in a hub in Africa comes from Computer Village. It's not something that we're just saying.
So what type of hardwares can you get there? From servers to what?
From cameras to mobile phones to smart computers to desktop computers to servers to projectors to multimedia equipment.
In office today, you only have to make one visit to Computer Village, and your office will be kitted out from a...
Automatically, that's what we do. That's the most... Before now, let me tell you what, the evolution is that when we now started from that 2001, that it blew, people that, we didn't catch up early. So the people that have started learning GSM solutions and what have you, we now started expanding to other states. If you want to buy a mobile phone, you have to get to Lagos. You have to get to Lagos before you could buy before. So, but we now started opening in 36 states and Western coast. If you go to Ghana now, you go to Republic of Benin, you go to Togo, you see people speak Nigerian pidgin in their GSM markets, in their, computer markets. Why? Because people have learned here and they've, exported, expertise to those places. And
so do you guys also have, so when you look at the ecosystems in Ghana and in Republic of Benin, do they feed off of
Nigerians?
You? So their policy, so the equipment and everything and the supplies they have come from Nigeria? Or is it Nigerians also operating those markets?
Nigerians operate in those markets. That's what, in terms of solution provision, that's what I'm saying. That you see Nigeria, you see people speak Nigerian pidgin, that we've exported expertise across 36 states of Nigeria and western coast of Africa, because these are things that people keep knowing. You know what I say about technology now? You know, if you go to the US, you see Nigerian doctors, you go to Saudi, you see Nigerian medical doctors, you go to England, because those days, average family in Nigeria wants their kids to be medical doctor. You say, what do you want your kids to be? Mommy said, the doctor. I want doctor. I want doctor. Even people that didn't go to school, everybody wanted their kids to be doctor. Yeah. Now, every family should want their kids to, you know, be technology savvy people, IT professionals, because that's where it's going to be the center, the orbit of all professions. So what we're doing here for us to beam into the world is technology. Medical science is going to revolve about technology. Education, you see teleconferencing, you see telelecture, you see even the jam that we talk about. If you don't know how to use the system, even if you live in the remote, you know, the most remote village in Nigeria, you must do the CBT, yeah, which is the computer-based test for JAMB. Yeah. So, and that is, if you go to universities now, you see that year one courses, the GCG, what they call them, the general courses, which is psychology, philosophy, English, and all that you do in year one. They are CBT almost across Nigerian university.
But can I ask you, Computer Village is more closely related in the minds of our average viewer with retail. The side of Computer Village that you're exposing this morning, and thank you very much, is the tech-savvy side. It's very important that we discuss that.
And innovation.
Yes. Yeah. Now, you must have programmers in Computer Village. How can we take away this negative perception, firstly, that Computer Village is merely for retail? If I want to buy a phone, if I want to fix my phone, that's what I go do there. We don't know the depth of what you have to offer. And we also, some people are put off Computer Village because of the scourge of street boys, as you call them. How are you arresting that menace? And can you explain what street boys are and what you're doing about that problem?
Thank you. We have a very large volume of unemployed youths in Computer Village. I mean, in Nigeria, rather. So Nigeria, Computer Village is not an isolation of the society that we live. So you see people that genuinely leave their homes early in the morning. I'm a product of Computer Village from a zero level. My story is from University of Lagos to Computer Village. If not for because of business and a lot of things I do, I will have finished the book on it. You know, that is from University of Lagos, year 2002 to Computer Village. I've never, you know, printed a CV because I'm looking for unemployment. And a whole lot of people, if you want me to mention names for you, you understand. Don't let me call the company, but people like Mr. Inamdi Ezegbo, Slots, is a product. These are people that genuinely, they started by, you know, their own ingenuity to develop. They are massive employer and value added to Nigeria as a nation today. And a lot of other people, I'm talking about myself, I just talked about Mr. Inamdi, and a lot of other people that from a zero level, they genuinely started from this hub.
So do you feel that...
And she asked, let me just land, I'm so sorry about that.
No, go for it.
So what I'm saying now is, it's not an isolation of the society. People have started from a zero level and have grown, you know, through the ladder from this up. Now, people that do not have jobs, that will probably leave their homes without genuine intentions, we cannot say, okay, how do we isolate them? What we need to do is we need people like you, like what we're doing today, to take the advantage part of this Computer Village. We exploit to take, you know, to greater height, to greater level. Why? How do we do that? Is that this that we're doing is to show the positive side. What are the negative side? People that leave their homes, they don't have anything to do back home. They are in the society. Sometimes people would do something, they will commit criminality. We'll arrest them.
So you do arrest people?
We do. When we arrest them, we hand over them to the police. The police are very supportive of us and the administration. But the challenge is that we have now, over the years, people will now say, okay, come and stand as a witness against this person, that this person has actually maybe done something wrong to you, maybe sold something fake to you, or, you know, committed a crime. Nigerian will say, no, I don't want to go to court. Okay, going to court is not, but if we do not prosecute some of these people, it will serve as deterrent to others, not to commit the same crime. So eventually, police cannot hold people more than 24 hours and a lot of other, rules that are guiding. So how do we prosecute? How do they serve a deterrent? But we need the support of the people. We need the support of the government. Number one, to have a cleaner and better environment. We can't do it alone.
The government is trying to relocate you, but there's been some resistance.
Yes.
No, there has not been resistance. Whatever needed to be done must be done, in close understanding and unification of the people in Computer Village. We are educated people. We understand. We are actually working with, this government. Whatever it is, let's put it on the table. We'll work together to achieve it.
But what is it that you want in the conversation around relocation? You're saying that what has to be done has to be done. What needs to be done for the people of Computer Village for you to relocate?
The point is that rules, policies are very important. But they are not as important as the people. The people are much more important. So, and as it is, up to this time, based on maybe, the political whatever is really, creating maybe some time lapses.
The political wind, wherever it blows.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying. But apart from that, but apart from that, probably we will have moved farther. But government is continuous. We would still continue in the course of, moving to the next level.
Do you think it's time for Computer Village to move?
Personally, not as the president now, as Ojikutu, I'm always an advocate for change and development. What I said to people is that our own kids, we're not more young, right? Are we?
Speak for yourself.
I know. He was talking about, do you remember? He's doing all this throwback 1999.
You know why I'm saying? I graduated 2002, and I'm still in Computer Village, right? Now, what I'm saying is that by this time, we say, okay, we should look at our own children in the next 20 years. If probably we have money to send them abroad, Harvard, whatever, if they come back, would they want to practice in the present-day Computer Village? The future of Lagos as a mega city. So what we are saying is that we should do something that people, the best hand that we have, that has probably gone abroad, if they come back, we should be able to put them in a system. So if the government has the plan, we should not talk up like people, that are not progressive in nature. This is ICT. This is, IT industry that is very progressive. Present-day structure that we have, can it be compared to Bangalore? Can it be compared to Silicon Valley? The answer is no. Can we do it better? The answer is yes. So let's put this place better for now, be working with the government on the future. We should not be selfish about our today. We should look at our own children. We should look about a market that will provide revenue for the government, that the government can even rely on, not oil. Intellectual properties. Yes. This is the next level that everyone look at. If you are not developing the ICT industry, you are automatically going into extinction. The oil are drying up. So what are we saying?
And also, I mean, just to be globally competitive in a new world of ideas, it has to be up here. But I wanted to ask you something. One of the things, one of the statistics we have is that over 10,000 transactions happen every day in Computer Village. Give us a sense of how much that translates to. I mean, we have figures saying 1.5 billion. We don't know. That exchanges hands every day. How true is that, and what is actually the real figures, especially as someone that has done his thesis on this matter? Yeah.
Computer Village is a solution, providing not just buying and selling. People provide as small as, that's when I say, when some people say they don't have jobs, they are not employed, they are looking for jobs. Okay, when there are things that you can actually do to add value.
What is the simplest thing someone can do at Computer?
That's what I want to start with. What I want to start with is somebody will have a computer fairly used, that very old system that I mean, that's what I mean, maybe Pentium 2 or Pentium 3 with Windows. He will have downloaded songs, Bob Marley, R. Kelly, Fela Anikulapo, Aruna Ishola, Oliver the Cook. He'll have them in thousands. Whitney Houston, whatever, old songs, new songs, you will have them on the system. he would go and collect flash drive for someone for maybe 800 naira. All the micro, chips, micro SD cards. He would have them in display on a table. The table will not be more than maybe 1 square meter. The size of a tile, 2 by 4. On the table, he would rightly seated on a very small seat. And people will walk, I want to put songs on this. What memory do you use? And he will say, okay, maybe he has collected it 800. He will sell it maybe 1,002. That's, he will make 400 on the memory. And he will tell you he's going to download songs for you for 600, making 1,000. He will make 1,000 from 600 from downloading, 400 from the profit from the memory card, and he will sell. He will make 1,000 on that one transaction, and you will tell him the type of songs you have on that old system, old laptop.
Do the musicians get paid for that?
We are talking about somebody ingenuity here. So at the end of the day, when maybe you ask R. Kelly to come from the US to come and get that, these things are free downloads. These things are free downloads. And in Computer Village now, we have worked on a free Wi-Fi. So there is a free wireless in Computer Village that you now see people. I feel happy. We just launched it with Google. That's Google Workstation. Google Station is in India. They've done it in India, and they've done it, I think, in Indonesia, and it's been working for years, and they've done it in Lagos. So they've done in Computer Village. We have it working for us. So even this, if you want, these things are free downloads. So if you don't know, you won't know. So then when they freely download them, then they'll put them on the flash drive for people. They will make 1,000 in less than 5-10 minutes. You just pick the songs you want. And if it's true with that, the customer will go, another one will come. So now imagine if somebody that has not even obtained a BSc or OND, that probably from maybe secondary school, he came to Computer Village and they taught him on how to do 1 or 2 things. He makes maybe 10,000 on a daily basis. What employment do you expect them to move for? But the challenge is that you can't do these things sustainably for too long, because there will be competitions. Other younger people will come, maybe if you are doing it for 2-3 years. It is knowledge driven. What we need to do is that such people, we need to use what is called knowledge. Israel Kittner said that entrepreneurship itself has to do with learning. So if they have that knowledge, if they do not improve it, the knowledge becomes old over time. So now what we need to do in some of these hubs across Nigeria is that we need to look at where their knowledge is, look at where their knowledge has gotten to, then develop it more. If we develop it more, the development of the knowledge will now be in tandem with the development across the world.
So does the computer, sorry, we have to always jump in once in a while here. When you look at Computer Village and you're talking about helping develop skills, do you have any skill development organizations working with you so that some of these people that are doing these 10,000 naira transactions daily, after a while, there's an organization that identifies them and says, okay, let's upskill you from where you are now, and let's go just across the street, like so it's not too, like just across the street, and since you've done this, let's teach you how to code, let's teach you how to build a business. Do we have...
And we can sell software the way India does.
Thank you very much. That is just on the part of maybe the smallest. To the next level, in Computer Village, I want to say it categorically with full responsibility and calling anybody to challenge that there is hardly an hardware from a projector to a monitor to a computer to a laptop to a server that cannot be fixed. I'm not just talking about add and removed that is done all over the world. If you go to people bring their mobile phones from US, from England to Nigeria to fix. Hope you are aware. People bring them in to fix. Now, what is the component of every hardware? Is the motherboard. Is probably the most important part of it, because that's where the signal to the screen, the signal to the monitor goes. Nigerian, Computer Villagers, engineers would take a chipset from this board, replace with another chipset on any of the brands, MacBook, Apple phone, iPhones, HP.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, when these people can fix these problems, how come Nigeria as a nation, national policy, has not been able to, we've not been able to structure a national policy on taking this knowledge to manufacturing that, okay, how come we have not been able to say, okay, we want to start from a 0 level to the 100% level to produce our own made in Nigerian products. If there is nothing that will happen in motherboards that we cannot fix, that will happen in, so how come we've not be able to produce?
And
this is something for the government. This is what the government needs to sit back.
Yes.
We are actually talking to Ojikutu Bridge Institute. We will intensify our efforts. We intensify our efforts in, talking to them, in making sure that we do this. Needs the Ministry of, Technology. These are things that they need to do, not just in Computer Village. We have the knowledge. We will share with them on how to go about it. Then when we do it, Nigeria will not be just a buying economy. Will be a manufacturing economy. And not just manufacturing in terms of assembling. Manufacturing in terms of manufacturing. The knowledge is not in doubt. The capacity not, but we need to develop them.
Where are your engineers trained?
The tropicalized engineering solution. That's the tropicalized. That is Nigerian. These are some of the people that some people have not even been to the university. Tropicalized, they are trained on the job, right there. And when equipment comes out, you see, you need to come to have a documentary.
We definitely want to come and visit you. One of our last questions to you is, when you look at Computer Village and you look at the economy of Lagos State, how important do you think Computer Village is to the economy of Lagos State, and what do you think the future of Computer Village is?
Computer Village is a very good, it's a very value added to Lagos, value added to Nigeria. You can see that.
Do you have numbers around the economic contribution to Lagos?
We do, but you know that it's not really good as an academia. It's not really good to, give figures that will not be, you understand, because it has to be as a resource, result of a research. So, but the contribution of the ICT industry, what I know is that by the year 2020, 2023, contribution to the GDP of ICT sector itself will be far greater than maybe the oil and gas. Or why the contribution of the oil and gas is growing down, ICT will develop. Even while we're in a recession, hope you are aware of that. ICT contribution was, going up. The recession didn't catch up with us because most of these things that we're talking about are not before. They are luxury, but now they are necessity. Your mobile phone is not a necessity. Hope you understand. Yes. So using a 2 terabytes, using very high sophisticated equipment to, solve your own work is becoming a necessity. It's no more a luxury. So seeing that as it is, our contribution is, enormous, and it can never be overemphasized. In terms of figures, in the range of 1.5 billion on an average basis daily is the economic, turnover of, because there is online, there is offline, there is a lot of contributions. But we need the government to really, be closer. We need the government to be closer.
So you're basically using this opportunity to reach out to the government. To say, let's be closer, let's have a closer cooperation and collaboration.
You know why I'm saying this?
We're going to make sure you're close soon, so just do your appeal to the government
The appeal is that the government, the federal, the state government, should take a closer look at the semi-formal sector, like ours, the informal sector, because these are the real people. Genuinely, they add value every day. So if we are not serious as a nation, we will come back here 10 years to blame ourselves. So if you are in charge of policy making, by now, there should be a hub, ICT hub, in some of this market. Let's start a template in 6 geopolitical zones. Let's pick Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, like that. We'll do a template, we'll do computer, we'll do ICT solution centers. Then we'll begin to teach people. We'll grade, knowledge. By now, Digital Bridge Institute, the federal government should at least will have not just knowledge. We know people can resolve boards. They can provide solutions from the board. How do we produce our own chipsets? How do we produce our own motherboard? Let's start by producing a calculator made in Nigeria. What are the things? We need a chipset, we need a board, and these things will be done. And with that,
thank you so much for being
Nigeria will be great. Nigeria will be good for it. The knowledge is not in that. Human resources is not in doubt. The willingness is the question. And I want to use this medium to encourage the government to do more. We are not supposed to be a country that, will be lacking in anything. We are actually a pride of Africa, the giant of Africa. So what is keeping us down?
So basically, let's get the government to work with you, to invest in the intellectual capacity of the people that are in Computer Village and beyond. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
This was really insightful.
Most illuminating.
It's very, very, very. And congratulations for your leadership at Computer Village. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's time now for a short break. When we return, 2 United States-based leadership and management consultants, Latonya Washington and Constance Moonsway, will be joining us to speak on the art of discovering and nurturing the entrepreneurial spirit in us. Stay with us.